Did you know that waiting until you're after 50 may be the perfect time to just start riding a motorcycle? Let's talk about that. Hey guys, I have been seeing this trend on so many forums, especially new rider forums, of, oh, I'm over 50, I've waited too long to learn. Oh, I really can't, learn to ride because, I've just waited too late in life. Really? Come on. There are so many people out there now riding who didn't even start riding, who didn't even start earning their license until they're 50, some even into their 60s. And there are some really good reasons why waiting that long in life is actually sometimes the perfect thing to do. So let's go through some of those ideas. All right, think back. Remember when you were 19 years old? Fresh into university, fresh into the workforce, and you needed that brand new car. Or maybe you were riding. What kind of bike and what kind of car were you getting? Usually we were getting the cheapest thing we could find because that was all we could afford. And all too often, they were someone else's problem that they were just trying to push off onto us. Oh, gosh, I remember those days. I really do. But by the time you hit your late 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you have the power of choice. Why? Because you're at a place in life where typically you have a little bit more disposable income. So you have the opportunity to really think about, what style of riding do I want to do? And what are my goals? And you have the opportunity to go to dealerships or to talk to other people on forums and find a bike that truly fits you and the style of riding that you want to do. And isn't that a really powerful thing, to not just learn how to ride a bike that doesn't necessarily fit you or suit you because it's all you could afford. Instead, you have the power and the opportunity to choose a bike that truly fits you, to modify it even more to fit you. And then you really get to enjoy those experiences when you're out on the road. Another big reason for waiting until you're 50 to start riding is by this point, we tend to ride with our wisdom and not our ego. I know it's not a guarantee, but it does happen more and more often that by the time we're 50, 60, 70 years old, we know who we are and we have nothing to prove. We have made our mistakes. We've learned from our mistakes. We've done all these crazy things. And so we don't feel like we have to prove anything by riding harder and riding aggressive and riding with our ego like we're trying to outrun or prove something. We know who we are and we get in and we ride smarter and we enjoy the experience. And you know what? I think that's another thing that's a really good part about it, is because we are at a place in our life where we truly value experience more than anything else. It just enhances it even more. Let's talk about that also. Wisdom. There's a sixth sense that we all seem to have after we've been driving for a while, because by the time we're 50, most of us have been driving for at least 30 years. If you're a farm kid or a ranch kid like me, maybe a little bit longer. So you've developed this sixth sense or this innate understanding just based on the years of experience out on the roadways that those of our younger twin brothers and sisters haven't totally built yet. We just kind of know when that guy who's riding along is going to switch lanes because he's not even looking. It happens. Or that person, the chick that was over there and she's going away on her and talking and everything on her cell phone, and they're going to pull out in front of you because they're not looking at you. We just have this innate ability to understand what's going on around us and to predict a lot of it. And you know what's really kind of cool? Of all the things where youth is valued over wisdom and experience and age, insurance industry is not one of them. There's a reason why as we get older, our insurance rates drop. Gotta love that too. At least somebody likes us. Circling back to something I mentioned in the first point is the value of experience. We truly value, by the time we hit 50, being on a motorcycle and the freedom that it brings. It is a true reset button from work, from responsibilities, from the demands that we all have swirling around us. we truly understand the importance and the value of that as we get older into life. We don't allow the chaos that surrounds us to take over with anxiety. We take control of that, and we find the ways to help cope with it. And let's face it, we all know there really is in the world around us today a need for that reset button. And being over 50, you know how important that is. All right, gear. No, not gear, gear. Like I said before, just like with buying a motorcycle, whenever you're buying gear at 50, at 60, at 70, there's a couple of different things going on. One, we have the money to invest in good gear. Now, everybody's budget's a little different, and the best advice I've ever been given, motorcycle advice, is buy the best gear you can afford at the time that you're purchasing that specific thing. Helmet, jacket, pants, boots, gloves, whatever it is, buy the best you can afford at any given time. When we're younger, when we're starting out, budget is a huge factor, more so than as we get a little bit older, because we do have the disposable income. But at our age, we can invest in the better gear. The other side of it circles back to the wisdom over ego, in that we also understand the value of the better gear and gearing up and why it's important. And we all have seen it out there. Someone out on the highway rocking it down at 70 miles an hour in a tank top, shorts, flip-flops. They may or may not have a helmet. That's it. I've had road rash. It hurts. Trust me, having the wisdom to understand the importance of gear, even in hot weather, is so critical. And the older we get, there just seems to be a better understanding, or maybe we just value our bodies because we don't bounce like we used to. But there just seems to be that wisdom there. So there is statistics that are proving, because of our caution and our willingness to spend the money, that those over 50 have a lower, we have a lower, statistically, there is a lower instance of people over 50 being hurt on motorcycles, because we've taken the time to value the gear, to invest in the gear, and to actually wear the gear. All right, so if you're on the fence about either learning to ride or getting back into riding after 50, you're not too old. It's not too late. You are perfectly primed. You have the wisdom, the mindset, and the resources to be an excellent rider. All right, guys, so if you're still with me watching this video, I appreciate you so much. Got a couple of questions. If you're a rider and you were talking to someone who is 50 or older and looking into getting into riding, what is the best piece of advice you would give them? And if you're 50 or older and you are still kind of on the fence, what is the thing that's still holding you back? Go ahead, either situation, drop it down into the comments. Let's build a resource for anyone who might be watching this down the road, looking for a reason to get onto one of these beautiful machines. If you've enjoyed this video, I really would appreciate it if you would hit that like and subscribe button. It really supports our channels, and doing those little bitty things makes a big difference, and we value you for doing it. And if you think that this video could help someone you know, share it with them. All right, guys, I'm hungry. The pub's just down the street. I'm gonna go get me some lunch. But everybody else, do what I was doing earlier. Get out and ride. We need to have fun, be safe. I'm gonna catch you on the next video. Bye, guys.